What's up, folks? Once again, it's time for another amazing podcast episode for the Punkdemics, courtesy of Punkdemic.net, coming straight to you from Punkdemic Media Group, LLC, exclamation point, baby. We corporate, kind of, on paper, for taxation purposes. But our spirit is not corporate, though.
Smart move.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. Thank
it's
you.
My second business now. So it's Punkdemic LLC, the brand for the clothing, and then we just launched Punkdemic Media Group, so I can do stuff like this, shows and all of that. It's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be.
You know what else is sitting out there that was launched is the Punkdemic.net website, where you can log on, clickety clack, and get some of this incredible swag that we got. Get your Punkdemic hoodie, one such as the one that Amazon is rocking today, or a sweatshirt, or a t-shirt, or a baby bib, if you're so inclined. We got you covered, all right? Top to bottom, head to toe, beanies, the baseball caps, Punkdemic.net. That's where it's at. Make sure you log on to Punkdemic.net, Punkdemic.net, not .com, but dot to the net. That's Punkdemic.net. Go ahead and get your stuff right now. I know it don't seem like the right time of year, Southern Cal style. We're rocking triple-digit heat on this September day, but this is the best time to go get that hoodie, because when the weather changes, so does the price. And right now, the price is right. So go ahead and swing over to Punkdemic.net and grab you some stuff. Take pictures of yourselves using some of our merchandise. Tag us in it, and we'll make sure that we repost any of that stuff, because we like to show our gratitude to our community of supporters. Again, that's going to be Punkdemic.net, and that's the last plug for Punkdemic.net. I think people are probably tired of hearing me say Punkdemic.net. So that was my last time saying it. Okay. Without any further ado, I'm gonna pass the mic to the hostess with the mostest, the queen of everything, Amazon, from Punkdemic LLC and Punkdemic Media Group LLC. Take it away.
Thank you. See you in a minute. My God. So that's a lot of plugging, right? A lot of plugging. John.
Howdy.
Long time no see. Like, we've been online chit chatters for some minute now.
Right?
And you've been doing okay, like how many bands?
Well, this is the main one, but the first one I really was focused on was a solo project, and it's kind of crazy. That's how I met this beautiful young lady right here, and we ended up starting another band, starting Jenny Hates Techno together, and also there's another project I was involved with called me Sean LeBron, but I decided to kind of step back and focus back on Jenny Hates Techno. So I stay busy. Most of some other stuff too, So
We'll do a little introduction for the people who don't know who you are. Thank you for cutting that. Woo! What?
All right. Okay, right now? Okay.
Go ahead.
Howdy, folks. John Melson the fourth here. I'm from a place called Parts Unknown, Maryland, better known as Temple Hills, but nobody's ever freaking heard of the place, so it's called Parts Unknown. It's near the DC border, and you know what? I put it this way: I'm from the base of the home of Marvin Gaye, Bad Brains, and also Chuck Brown and the Young Senators. Shout out to Jimmy Dugan. So you know what? It seeps into the music.
And hi, my name is Danielle Williams. John gave a really great introduction and told about where he's from, but I'm from everywhere. I'm a military brat, so I don't claim anywhere, but I guess I could say I've been in the DMV area the longest now, but I still
claim the world.
I still claim Nebraska.
Really? Omaha?
Bellevue, right outside Omaha.
Bellevue. Nice.
Southern Creek Records, right?
What do you do in the band?
I'm the singer and the writer. A lot of compositions and lyrics and things like that.
Now, from what I understand, because I'm still familiarizing, that's fun to say, myself with your music, you're not a singer, you're a sanger with an A. You do some singing. There's a difference. Give yourself some credit. You sang with an A, right? Who made up the name Jenny Hates Techno?
That was me. Yeah.
And who is Jenny, and why does she hate techno? Everybody wants to know. We all want to know.
Old
Juliana,
friend of
why does
mine
she
says
hate
a
techno?
old friend of mine has a disdain for electronic music. That's the best way I can put it. You know, but in a weird way, I think everybody has a Jenny in their life, though. You know, that's the kicker. It's
What's that?
she's the one that helped give me more into punk rock, actually. So
What is
I
that
think
music called? Uh, is it dubstep?
Dubstep, drum and bass.
yeah,
Dubstep was a thing. Like you could have done a band called Amazon Hates Dubstep at one point. That had to grow on me. It really had to. Look, it had to grow on me pretty tough.
you just gave me an idea for
So
a bunch of remix series right now. Thanks.
you see. Um, so I'm gonna fast forward a little bit past that. Just to me about your experience at Afropunk because it was Afro. Well, what experience with it? Either one of you can jump in.
Ladies first. Yeah.
Well, I didn't really hear the whole question. I couldn't hear what you said. You froze a little bit.
Oh no, did I apologize? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Better.
I was asking about your experience at Afropunk.
Oh man, it's a blur. But we had a really
Oh
good time.
no.
I know that for a fact. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, where'd I go? Oh, well, yeah.
Did you guys lose us?
No,
No,
we got
camera's
you.
on you right now,
So
and all
we
eyes
had
on
a
her.
really
Okay.
great time at Afropunk overall. We were able to do quite a bit of a set. There was quite a bit of chaos that went on behind the scenes as far as getting everyone on in on time because some of the bands were a little bit late. But as far as like being able to go out there and just kind of bear it all, I mean, it's kind of been a long time coming for us, especially being members of the Ning site. That's how John and I met, is through the Afropunk Ning site, and just kind of seeing some of our peers and other bands that we really appreciate having performed on Afropunk in years past, and then Afropunk kind of going the way of more hip hop and R&B based to now kind of circling back to the communities that it was intended to serve. That was really incredible. And then for us to kind of help usher that in, it's definitely something that I'm looking forward to in the years to come. John?
You know what? It felt like homecoming. I mean, I was there in the really beginning. The website was a forum promoting the movie, I was like one of the first 20-25 members. I met some of the closest people to me, and one's right next to me, actually. Met my best friends on there, and I kind of took a step back around 2011, 2012 and had some opinions, but you know what? They got it right this year, and I'm glad to have been a part of history because it's like I mean, what are the odds that one of the bands that started really because Afropunk actually ends up playing Afropunk. So I'm glad I got the opportunity and also got to share the stage with some people I looked up to. It's like what are the odds? I mean, seriously, literally last October, I was there with my cousin and a friend of mine, checking on Thundercat and at the anthem, and next thing you know, I'm sharing the stage with them literally like almost a year later. So I feel blessed. I feel grateful.
I think there was a lot of conversations about different bands playing Afropunk and Afropunk not being what it was and so on. And I think because again, I'm older than I look, and I've been around quite a while in the punk scene. What I said to them was, you're looking at it wrong, right? What you're doing is exposing people who may not have normally been out checking or listening to that kind of music. You're exposing them to it, right? So they didn't go there. Let's say they didn't go there to see you. They went there to see Miss Badu, which, duh, I mean, me too, right? But now they're hearing Rebelmatic. They're hearing Jenny Hates Techno. They're hearing Winterwolf. And maybe for a second they're like, damn, this is really, really good. So you're exposing people who maybe normally wouldn't be into that kind of music to it. So I was
True.
like, let's look at it that way. Let's look at it that way too. You know what I mean? There's one thing to play for everybody you already know and everybody you've already partied with and rah rah rah. It's a whole other thing to experience, or excuse me, to expose people who normally wouldn't listen to it,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
So I was just saying, hey, let's look at it that way instead of because I heard all the stuff. Like I heard all this Amazon, rah rah rah, and the thing. I heard it all. Um, and as somebody who's been in it since she was 11, 12 years old, I was like, but check it out. You know what I mean? You're exposing some kid that came to see somebody completely out of their, normal realm of things. And then they get to see you and they realize, yeah, I could do that too. And I could listen to that kind of music too. And I could play that too. And I could do what that's like me when I first saw Fishbone or whatever. I was like, oh my God, look at this. I've never seen no shit like this in my life. Angela looks like me. I didn't have the pleasure of seeing Bad Brains when I was a kid, but I did. Fishbone was around because they're from out here, and it changed my damn life. So for those that were grumbling and mumbling, maybe let's look at it that way. What do you think, Danielle?
Hey, I can see where your point is on that. And it's really interesting how the community that was created from it, in years past, there was a lot of people that were either, made fun of for years by their own folks, like you're listening to white people music or, the devil's music. And it's just kind of like pushed to the wayside. And for us to be able to find community within that forum and to go to shows and to discover new bands even for ourselves that we might not have heard of, and to see some really our same faces really in that aspect, and then kind of when things kind of turned away from that a bit, it was really heartbreaking because it's like we had nowhere to go once again. And so I think that being able to expose people again to rock, different genres of rock, because Black folks, we're obviously not a monolith. And so not only to have accessibility for music, but accessibility of being able to just, I guess it would be to kind of fellowship with people across
Yeah,
genres within the not one pigeonholed genre that's
100%.
being played is really important. And I think that they're coming around to that again. So they have some bigger names mixed with some smaller names. And that is really helpful for people to discover something new.
Exactly. Just expose them to it because, how does it say, like preaching to the choir? It's one thing
Mm-hmm.
just to show your music to your friends. They've already heard you. Like it's a whole nother thing to expose people that normally wouldn't listen to it. For me, I'm like, it's an opportunity, right? So
Yeah.
it's a learning opportunity. So that's how I chose to look at it. Not that I was on stage, no one came to see me, but yeah, I'm like, let's look at it that way. Maybe there's some youngster out there that's like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna start playing
Yeah.
guitar, or I want to sing, in a rock band. As a woman, I could be front and center of a rock band. So yeah, that was my whole take on it when that subject came to me. I was like, maybe you're looking at it wrong. Let's flip the narrative and make it a positive thing. Um, Hi, I lost you for a second there, John. Where'd you go? You were gone.
I
Um,
had tech issues, but it's funny. I lose myself sometimes, but I used to find myself about 8 o'clock.
oh, dude, I know it's really late over there, guys. And
Nah, it's
I
cool.
had you guys were supposed to be on a little bit earlier, and then Mr. Glover confirmed like on
Understood.
Saturday. And as much as I love you all, I had to make a decision. I had to.
You had to choose between
I
us
was.
and the cult of personality. I understand completely.
I was like, I didn't choose. I just pushed you back by 30 minutes. I was like, please, John. And I felt really bad, but I had to
Hey,
make. I had to.
understood completely. I
No,
got
when John said that, it's like we're following Corey Glover. Hey, take all the time that you
that's not a
need.
problem.
Right?
I know you probably
I
have so
do.
many questions that you wanted to ask.
Yes, I have questions
I had
too.
a list. Right. Oh my gosh. And I had
Shoot.
friends texting me, ask him this. Hey. I'm like, could you guys give me a second? And I took like 5 minutes just to be a fan and like gushed all over him for 5 minutes. Like, oh my God. And I'm like, okay, anyway. So, I had to reel it in because again, one of my people that I saw first, when I was young, that looked like me
Yeah.
was that band. So yeah, how long have you guys been a band? Like, when did you guys form your bands? Where have you been playing? What you been doing?
Well, according to my notes, since August 2011, and what happened was it was literally like it's like it was when Daniel and I first started jamming everything, right? And life be life and whatnot. And then I saw like Fishbone at Lincoln Theater on November 11th, 2011, and I was there with the missus and also another friend of mine from the Afro Punk board, who went by the name of Nadira, but also some other APers were there too. And I've always heard about Fishbone. In fact, the first time I saw Fishbone was in the movie Back to the Beach. I was like 6 years old, right? And I'm like,
Jamaica ska.
exactly.
That's my
So I'm
jam.
like, yeah, right. So I was like, okay, I'm down with them, right? And also, they were also in the soundtrack for The Mask, Let the Good Times Roll, and it showed they can do whatever the fuck they want to. I mean, they went from like ska to like big band, which isn't much of a leap if you think about it, but nonetheless, it's still impressive they
Mhm.
pulled it off. So I
Right.
saw them, and there's like a term some people use whenever you see something amazing. I think it's called like a messiah complex, where it's like you gotta tell everybody about this. And trust me, everybody knows about Fishbone, right? But it's like how you know something, but then it dawns on you. Yeah. So that's what happened, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm hitting up Danielle like after the show, and like talk to her what I saw and everything, because she already knew a Fishbone. Well, with the same taste in music anyway, right? But then, like, it really kind of lit a fire under my ass, right? And then a week after that, I saw Hank 3. Like like literally there were the misses, right? And I gotta tell you, I've been in some rowdy shows and everything, but this was the best one. This was not a show, this was an endurance test. Okay, it started with 300 people, it ended with
Nice.
17. You know, it was like some great country to like skull crushing metal at the end of the night.
Nice.
So after that, I was like, okay, I really gotta. So I really gotta I really gotta get Jenny Steckner on the ball rolling. Okay, Danielle has an amazing fucking voice. She can write too.
She
I write as
does.
well. Exactly, right.
I'm a
So
fan.
yeah.
I'm a fan now.
So it's like
I'm a fan.
the ball was rolling there. A couple of bumps on the way on the road, but it's kind of crazy like how I literally meet my drummer because he's literally next door to me the whole time, and this is a lot of really. It's a long story to end up probably taking 2 hours to tell in all details. I'm a very
Mhm.
detailed motherfucker, but synopsis is since about 2011, and like all because it out for a punk board and a Fishbone show and a Hank 3 show, and also like and just us jamming out, and here we are now at and Punkdemic.
Right, dude. How cool is that name? Seriously.
I
Right.
dig it actually,
Right.
Yes.
Oh
really
my
dig the
god.
name.
Yo. So the story again, because I love telling it. No, I don't. Um, During the pandemic, I was dating, not dating. Okay, Amazon may or may not have been married for like 3 months. Only on not. I was verbally married, but I didn't sign the legal docs. Right. I did the whole. I
Oh,
did a
okay.
thing.
Think
So the guy I was married to owns a venue in SoCal. Not going to say the venue or whatever. But so during that time, married to a venue owner in the middle of the pandemic, and like obviously, they're not letting people play. Right? Everything's like you
Mhm.
can't play. You're not supposed to be playing. So what would happen was because where the venue was in Orange County, and Orange County was kind of doing some different stuff, they stayed open a lot longer than LA County. So we were still booking. He was still booking. And so what would happen would like be the singer would want to come, but the bass player would be afraid to perform, and the drummer would like there was all this upheaval and turmoil. So we couldn't like really get a solid booking going for that. And then a lot of my friends were going through it, like they couldn't go to shows and they were just sad. I lost some friends during that time due to depression and stuff like that because I couldn't go get that energy off at these shows, right? And so I was just frustrated and I was sitting there and I was smoking cigarettes. I started smoking cigarettes during the pandemic. Um, and I was like, dude, this is not a fucking pandemic. It's a fucking punkdemic. Like, I can't go to a show. I can't. And so the name just stuck in my head and I kind of ran with it and then started the brand from that. But all that to say, so far, every single guest has been a guest of color. Was that intentional? Low key, probably. I'm Yeah. Well, and the thing is, I don't want to be locked in to say that's all I'm going to do because there's some phenomenal musicians and bands. I'm going to have another one from New York, and they're not people of color, and the lead singer is a woman, so I think that's fucking badass. It's like a metal band from New York. And I was like, okay, Johnny, I'm ready to branch out. Like, I'm already talking to all my homies, like basically bringing all my friends on and shooting the shit with them. Like, I got to start branching out. So to see John doing Afropunk was like, huh? That was
Listen,
bananas because
even I
I've
was
been
surprised as hell
chatting with
too.
John for years. Like we've been chit chatting forever.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what? Right? I was got to talk to him and just see how this all came to be. And like, I was really proud, super proud, super proud. You guys brought it. And then Rolling Stone, how was that?
That was a
That was really
surprise.
surprising.
That caught me off guard. I'm like, next thing you know, like, hey now.
I know I was on the train going back, just like so super grateful for my girlfriends that came up to see the show and just the whole experience and just kind of like reflecting on it. And I said, let me just Google us to see what other things people are saying in the articles. And then I was like, is that a Rolling Stone article? Okay, they probably just mentioned our name like on a flyer or something like that. And I'm like, is that my picture? And then did they give a little blurb? And I was like, hold on. Let me send this to everybody just so they could see what I'm seeing, just in case they delete it. Because it had been like 30 minutes before or after they posted that I saw it. And I was just like, okay, let me just send it. Let me just send it and just wait for their reaction. And then it just kind of like we were all just yelling at each other in text message for a minute.
Oh, that's so neat. I mean, seriously though, that's freaking Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Like I personally would probably be flipping the hell out. That's amazing. That's so amazing.
Yeah.
If you heard a loud, actually, if you heard a faint yell in the distance around Monday, that was probably me.
Well, and I was just scrolling. So I have like I have my Amazon page, and then I have the Punkdemic page, and all this other crap going on because I'm trying to. It's not crap, but I'm trying to navigate and like. So I'm scrolling, and I'm like, was that a picture of Rolling Stone?
Yeah.
And Jenny like. So I scroll back, or whatever the motion is, and I'm like, holy shit. Oh, I can say I can cuss. It's my show. I was like, oh my god!
You can say what the fuck you want.
Well, technically we are on. By the way, it goes on Apple and Amazon and Spotify and all that. So
I had a podcast too.
Johnny, if we get too crazy, he can edit it out.
I'm on my better behavior today.
Hey, I'm being
I
very
never
good.
said best.
I was being nice because of Mr. Glover. I was trying to be very professional. But yeah, I was scrolling and there it was, and I was like, that has to be super cool to see. And it was you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking all fabulous too. I was like, okay, this is too much.
Yeah.
So I really I'm proud of you guys. Super proud. Super proud.
Thanks.
Thank you. It's overwhelming because I definitely was like, I'm a trainer by day, like instructional design. Like I do this corporate stuff and I just moved. So I'm like trying to get my head wrapped around unpacking these boxes and stuff like that. So it's just like, what? And I showed when I sent the snippet again to my boss. And then he sent it around the whole company.
Oh my gosh. Were they freaking out?
The people were freaking out. And then my CEO messaged me, or excuse me, the president of the company messaged me, and she's just like, that is so cool.
Are you like the rock star of the company now? Everyone's like, hey.
I guess so. And they were playing one of our songs in a team meeting.
No.
So that was funny.
Cool.
Sweet.
That's neat. So is there anything about the band, right, that I should know? Is there anything new coming up? Any new shows? Any new songs? Any new recordings? What are you guys doing?
We're in basically in a writing process, and we're playing around with a lot of different melodies. Some really interesting post-punk riffs and
Yeah.
and rhythms. Um, Man, and also experimenting with just the new phases in our lives. Because I mean, some of the stuff that we've written that we've gone to revisit is 12 years old. So going
Wow,
back and
yeah.
revisiting, rewriting, like, oh yeah, I was in a different headspace at this time when I wrote these lyrics, and this is why we scrapped that, and I have something new to say,
Yeah.
and this is, oh man, these lyrics that I have, this big folder of songs that I have, or in little poems and things. Oh, it's going to fit here. So we're in that creative process, and especially with the just this new iteration with Kelvin and Boo, just having them and us gelling and knowing their strengths and places where they want to shine. It's kind of like you get that personality now that we've gotten more used to each other in this last 2 years or so.
Oh yeah.
Then I'm like, okay, I can write something in Boo's bass voice. I can write something with John in mind, and add a little seasoning here. And Kelvin's going to do exactly what he wants to do, as long as it's within this framework. Like it's been really dope to see us kind of gel and come together.
You can put it together now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cohesive.
Nice.
Exactly.
Any shows coming up you guys want to plug or talk about? Anything?
More focused on writing, recording right now, but I'm looking to plan out 2025 a lot more though. You know,
So
so
I
I can
got this crazy ass idea to bring out some of the bands from the East over here to LA and put together a Punk Island style thing, so to speak, where we're just featuring bands of bands of color. That's that what they're called? Like, I don't know. Anyway, I'm old. I just say black folks.
it just say a lot
Um,
of rocking colors actually out there.
no, we're not saying colors. Colors. Anyway,
John,
John.
If you say it lower,
John.
you sound. If I say it lower, I
Yo.
just sound like IC actually, right?
Okay, so you made
I'm talking
Johnny.
about the movie.
You
you can edit that part out. I mean,
He's
you
not
should
wrong.
hear the conversations at rehearsals. It's like wild, the Wild West.
If
Oh,
it
no.
goes ever leak out, I have to apologize and say I'm working on myself or some shit like that. I'm trying to grow to be a better person.
Look, you made Johnny pop up, and he doesn't come in. Johnny, you like that?
I've learned.
That sounds like something I
Listen,
would say.
I
That's
said
why
my
learned and
better
grown.
behavior. I never said my best. Okay, I said better.
And you know, and he got the green light at the beginning. He was like, "Yo, some stuff might come out a certain ways. Are we good? Are we good?" And it was more about profanity. But yo, that was the cake right there. The cake, the pie, the donut. That was funny.
I'm on Ozempic.
Well, no, because
Don't tempt me.
usually it's me. I'm the one that has to be mindful because I go from my professional to Amazon's a whole nother. Listen, she has a problem with a whole lot of stuff, and so I'm glad it was you and not me today. Thank you, John.
Always breaking records.
Oh wait, we got Johnny Taylor and John and JJ.
Exactly.
I'm glad it wasn't me today. Getting in, it wasn't me. See, I was good today.
What? I guess
Johnny,
everyone wants
Listen,
to
I have
black.
my cell phone right here in my lap to be like, John, calm down. John, don't say that. Don't do it.
Oh no, he's all good. Like it can be worse than some of the stuff that's come out of
She's
my
known
mouth.
me since the Afro Punk board. What's the difference?
But
Just be
I've
calmer.
known John a long time. Like I wasn't
Yes.
all in the mix as much because I'm a loner to a fault. But I know all of those people. Anyway, so I want to do it on the West Coast, and
Cool,
I'm
man.
still trying to I'm working on a venue and like I'm putting it together. I want to do it in 2025. I'm gonna keep putting it out there until I actually make it happen because you guys are way over there and getting you from here to there. Like I want to bring out Winterwolf. Freaking love Winterwolf.
I know,
Love
right? I love those
them.
guys.
Love, 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 love. Um, Stuff like that and bring them out to the West. So
Sweet.
uh, that came from you saying 2025 because that's the date I gave myself was like I'm gonna do it in 25. I'm gonna figure this out and figure out how to bring everybody out and make that happen here. Because man, that was the coolest thing. I was there for Punk Island. Never been in New York or anywhere on the East.
Really?
And so I went there for that because the lineup was so neat. I was like, wait a minute, you're gonna do like a whole stage with all people of color, and Nate from Winter Wolf was telling me about it, and he was like, yeah, and I was like, dude, I need to be part of it some kind of way. Like, I want to be out there. So I was out there with my merch, and talking to everybody, and got to meet a lot of the bands that I communicate with online, but haven't gotten to meet in person.
Mhm.
It was just so much fun. So I want to kind of recreate that again out here, out in the West Coast, and so I'll definitely keep you
Perfect.
guys in mind
Sweet.
um, for that. But yeah, I think it was a good thing that you did Afropunk. I know some people didn't,
Oh, yeah.
and you might have just got some little kid like totally into to doing metal and doing rock, and you might have just been like the first band that they saw, you know.
That's what.
So I think that's pretty cool.
The crazy part about it is I don't mind being somebody's primer band. I really don't mind that because everybody just starts somewhere, right? I mean, think about it. It's like, oh, everybody's look really cool, eclectic taste, and yet I was listening to fucking Blink-182. All right, everybody has some lame fucking band they started with, but then they get into heavier stuff. It's like literally, it's like what happened was, it's like I was surrounded by like the first like quote unquote punk band I heard was actually an American pop. It was like Sex Pistols, right? But then I was listening to rock stuff anyway, because through the Saturday morning cartoon theme thing back, it was like maybe 92, 93, 94, right? It was one that's on MTV and Cartoon Network, right? And that's how I got into Face to Face, Helmet, the Ramones, and bands like that. That's how I kind of got exposed to them. So everybody had like one
Helmet.
primer band. You know what? That's the first time I heard a fucking breakdown. Actually, I was like, "Yo, this is pretty nice right here," because I was like, "Okay, this is pretty cool right here." So I'm like,
I haven't
shoot,
listened
it's
to. I'm sorry. I
um
was like, I haven't listened to Helmet in years. Like that, you just, I don't
It
know. It
still
just,
holds up. Still holds up. Paige Hamilton's a great guitar player.
Staying power.
Yeah.
wow.
So like,
Helmet.
shoot,
Now
it's
I
like,
gotta listen to that. I'm gonna start
it's
pulling
like,
up my old stuff from the early '90s now. Thanks, John. I'm going down that
Mhm.
rabbit hole tonight. Thank you very much. But
hey, you're welcome.
Danielle, you do a lot of the writing. Have you always been into writing, or did it start just from
Oh.
being part of a band, or are you a writer?
You know what? I've always written lyrics, and so I grew up in an evangelical Christian household. So I used to have to hide the fact that I was listening to any music other than gospel music. So I would I would put my ear against the radio, and how I would remember like riffs and different like things that I could just keep with me in my head is I would write down the lyrics. I'd have my little lyric book and just write down the lyrics of what I
Oh my
what I
goodness.
thought I heard, right?
Oh,
And
because we
just
never got the words right, right? We never did.
never. I mean,
Never.
mama say, mama sigh. So like,
That part.
That is the
and
right lyrics.
then
Omakosa.
yeah, I think it might have been Toadie's Possum Kingdom, like that. I was just like, oh, wait a minute, hold on a second. What is this? What are these movements? Okay. And I would write these different lyrics down. And I was just like, wow, I'm noticing there's some patterns here. Okay. I wonder if I could do it. And I would write my own little things and kind of jam in my own head with my little riffs. And then my parents, my biological father came and bought me my first guitar. It was an acoustic.
Nice.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to learn something. And within a week, before he even left from visiting us, I had already learned 2 songs and I just played. And I was just like, yep, I know it now. Like, yeah, I got it. And they were just like, are you kidding me? And I was just like, yeah, it's just in my head. I don't know. The fingering was terrible. It was wrong,
Of course. It
but
hurt.
it just worked for me. And so I was just like, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to write. So I would just write and I would kind of make myself a little small in order to kind of get through working through that evangelical Christian household. But I just kind of kept my I don't know, I just kept that writing bug. And then I was in a band in high school called Cucumber Shark
Okay.
in Nebraska. And, I wrote a couple things for them, but I just realized, I have to have a similar vision to someone else, right? And so I'm glad that John and I found each other.
Yeah.
Me too. Do you remember what
Yes.
those first two songs where you learned on the guitar?
So the one is a Christian band called I forget what it's called. Might have been Audio Adrenaline
Okay.
or something like that. And it was like When You Come Back Again. It was like The Joker and the Thief. I can't remember what the name of the song was, but it was a Christian song, but it was like heavier. And I just like, I have to learn these chords. And then the second one was Push by Matchbox 20 because it was on the radio everywhere. And it was easy to play. And I was just like, oh, yeah, I got this. And then it ended up being a lot of the same chord sequences as a variety of songs that were on all at the same time. So I was just like, you know what? I see what people are doing. They're just kind of interpolating each other's music. And then it all sounds the same. Like, give me something different. And then I discovered Tool.
Oh, God, I love Tool.
And Deftones. I think Shove It was the first song. Endless Summer was the first song that Endless Summer? No, it's not Endless Summer, but you know what I'm talking about. Was the first song that I was at home from school after having had stitches. And I wasn't supposed to be watching MTV, but it was the only time because my parents were gone that I could watch it.
Gotta get it in.
And that song dropped, and I was just like glued. What is this? Oh, I'm totally gonna learn this song. So I started like asking for like amplifiers and things like that, and just started, just creating my own little vibe.
Am I the only one that thought the Tool videos were hella creepy?
Hella creepy.
Oh,
awesome.
God. I used to be like, I'm scared, but it's really, really good, and I want to keep watching it. Like, holy crap. The Tool videos were creepy, man.
I grew up on weird animation.
I know, especially the one where, the claymation, and they were so long too. Like, why the hell were they that long? But you just were glued. But to be fair, the Paranoid Android was also a really creepy video.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember like being glued to that and stuck on that one too. Like, this is wild and weird. I thought it was a mini movie. So that was also one of those weird ones and kind of creepy too, with all the animation. The guy who cuts off his own arms and then gets wrapped up in swaddling, gets put in the tree, and the stork takes him and drops him off in the lady's house.
But isn't that interesting?
Wild.
How when you're young, like you just suck all of that up, right? You're like, I should probably not be watching this, and it's kind of scary, but it's fascinating because I'm gonna watch it again. Like, interesting how, and you just, I miss that rush of like the first time you discover a band, or the first time you see some crazy ass video like that, or first time you see Fishbone, or like it's definitely, it's altering, right? It's freaking life altering. And hopefully that's what you guys
mostly
did too.
It was off. My mom, I don't understand why she thought I wasn't going to do this at first, like, and I was just going to be a good Christian girl, because before my parents even joined the church, my mom was in a rock band when we lived in Germany.
No. Okay.
She was, yes. And it was called Sternrhythmica, which means Rhythm of the Stars. And I remember she didn't have a babysitter for me one night, and I had to be backstage with her when my sister was at a Girl Scout camp. And I was just backstage, like, we would always go to her rehearsals, but this was her performance. And I was just like, all right, I'm hearing people clapping and singing, and they played Winds of Change by the Scorpions. And I was like, yeah, I know this part. Like, and I just remember getting hungry, and I walked up on stage and I yanked on my mom's like, hey, are you gonna feed me or something? And then I just heard this whole entire roar of an audience. And I'm just like, what is happening? What are those people? Oh my God. Oh my God. Holy shit, there's a lot of people here. And my mom was a serious artist. And then she just turned away from that because she found religion and a husband.
Hey, everybody has their thing, right?
It's in me. It's in me to do. And, I know she's really proud of me, and she watches my stuff and she listens to the album. She's just like, holy moly, like, good job, girl.
Yeah.
See, and you got exposed to that, even though you didn't realize it at the time, right? That was the thing, right? You were hearing whatever it was she was doing. So I used to do, we did shows in my backyard. One of my places was a venue. And so the kids would be inside. They weren't allowed in the back, which is where all the action was happening. They would be in the house, but they could still hear the music. And they'd be inside, like watching TV or whatever they were doing when they were really small. And it was Raw Power, John, from Italy, happened to show up. They were playing somewhere else. One of the guys that was at the house knew them or whatever and called them up, and they showed up. So like the band that was playing in my backyard got up and they sat down on their equipment and started playing this show, right? So fucking flipping out. Yeah, I'll send it to you. There's an article I wrote on it. And my little girl, I think she was like, God, was she like 3? She had to be about 3. So you get this little black baby, and she comes out the back door, and she goes to my buddy Jason, who helps do the sound and everything. And there's this full-on punk rock mayhem going on in my backyard. Like, we had a fire pit, we had merch, partying their asses off. Then I'm in the kitchen because I always fed the traveling bands, right? We always fed the bands that came through, and I was in the kitchen like cooking food, and I didn't know she had gone out back. And so I'm sitting there, and I hear this little voice, Uncle Jason, and I'm like, shit, that's my kid. And he's like, yeah, baby girl, I can't talk right now. Like, I got a show going on. She was like, Uncle Jason, you're too loud. I'm trying to watch this lane. And I'm like, oh my God. Everybody just starts cheering. So she ends up hanging out with all these bands, this little tiny person. But yeah, she told him, I'm trying to watch Bruce Lee. You're being too loud. And it was the funniest shit ever. And so the bands were like, she's the coolest little girl ever. So I look over, she's sitting at the side of the fire pit with the bands. Like, she was 3. Fast forward, she decides she's going to be a classical musician. And I'm over here like, but you play the sax. Dude, come on, Fishbone. Come on, look at it. I'm like shoving it down her throat. Don't you want a band, like a garage band? Or we could do. No, Mom, I'm a classical musician. Oh my God, it broke my heart. I was so pissed. Ooh. I'm like, no, you come on, you know. So yeah, now she likes it. Now, fast forward, now she's into rock and alternative and all of this. But yeah, she was like, no, I don't like that music, Mom. I want to be a classical musician. I'm like, what?
Did you try to get her into like neoclassical metal, like what Ozzy was doing with Randy Rhoads? You ever try to get into that, like Ingrid Mountain kind of stuff?
It's the same thing. Like, if I was the parent that hated metal and rock and didn't want my kid to listen to it, she probably would have freaking loved it, right?
Yeah.
So
it goes exactly the opposite of what you want.
Yes, right. So, but that was neat. Same kind of story, but it was funny, dude. I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to watch Bruce Lee. I was like, oh. He's like, I'm sorry, baby girl. There's a show going on. What do you want me to do? And all this is on the mic, and I was just like, oh God. And she still, to this day, I'll remind her about it, and she'll just start giggling. But oh gosh, you know what, Johnny, we're gonna run out of time. Only because I know it's like 11 over there. We usually go for between 30 and an hour. When Ramsey came on, we went for an hour and 27 minutes. Me and Mr. Jones couldn't stop running our mouths. Look at Johnny. He's like, yes, you did.
That was, but it was interesting. It was good, but I mean, it was Punkdemic overtime. And I believe it was our first overtime episode, and there will be a sequel in some kind of way. We are going to work on part 2. He wants to do part 2.
He wants to come back on.
I love it.
He wants to come back on. I mean, how do you cut him off? Like, how do you tell him to be like, you can't cut off Ramsey. Like, I'm not doing it.
No, nah.
So it went like an hour and 27 minutes. So,
but we are within our range. But this is a good time for these folks to plug whatever they got going on, whatever you want to plug. I mean, if you guys got baby bibs that you want to slang out on the internet, or if you guys got shirts, or you guys got any dates coming up, or any set. I know you guys said you guys are writing a lot and recording. Got any sessions that are coming up?
Yeah,
it's time to plug away. Have at it.
I'm gonna say 2025 is gonna be really, really busy. You know, But right now, for the moment, just focus on writing and recording right now. But 2025 is gonna be really busy. Got some stuff planned for the summer, also spring too. So just keep an eye out.
How does one connect with you if they want to follow you on your socials? What are your handles? Do you have a website?
Check us out at Genius Techno at IG. Over Instagram, check it at Genius Techno. Check it on Facebook at Genius Techno. Working on the website right now, so we're redoing it right now as we speak. So it should be done based within a couple of weeks. So just keep an eye out.
Right. Danielle?
Got it.
Yeah, and so same. You just follow us on IG, Twitter, TikTok,
Oh
Facebook.
yeah.
It's just
It's just
Jenny.
if it says Genius Techno, it's probably us. You
Mhm.
know,
Yeah.
Follow you on
How are
all
you
the
guys?
places.
How are you enjoying TikTok? How
I
was
don't
that?
mind it.
Gosh. I'm a TikTok watcher. I watch it like it's TV, and my problem because I'm the one person who they created those ads for that say, "Hey, you've been scrolling. Go to bed."
Oh, really?
Or the ones it'll just something an ad for calm and be like, "Breathe in 2 seconds, breathe out."
Mhm.
Like, oh, I've been watching an hour of TikTok. Oh, okay. Let me go. No, okay, an hour is actually that's pretty conservative. It's like 2.5 hours. Oh, I just watched a whole movie's worth of TikTok, just video, just watching people because it's so entertaining.
Mm.
And my algorithm also has
Feed you.
created something that's really fun. It's either gardening about chickens or
I love
entertaining.
chickens and I love gardening.
Yeah, just watching content creators doing that, or it's kids doing funny things or getting hurt because that's really hilarious. Kids getting hurt is a hilarious page because they never get seriously hurt, but they do silly dumb kid stuff and dogs. Yeah,
Dogs are the best.
yeah.
I like the dog videos.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a
And so
fan.
I just get sucked in.
Mhm. I try not to. I try not to. But my day job, it's a place of connection. I work with high school students, and they are just fueled by TikTok. Like if it comes from TikTok, is tabernacle more than church. TikTok taught me a TikTok tabernacle. That's what it is for these kids. And so
Mhm.
uh, it, if you're a teacher, if you're working with youth, you're hurting yourself by not at least being aware of what's out there.
Mhm.
Uh,
You have to be
especially,
very demure and very mindful.
Oh God, don't be freaking
oh god,
demure.
not the demure.
Very
I don't
Oh,
know
cute.
anybody Demir. They're all
Oh my god.
unhinged, unmedicated. I don't know anybody can relate to that meme at all.
Yeah.
Nobody I know is demure. I'll tell you that.
they
No,
all
I was
had the
definitely
wrong
repeat.
definition for demure. I mean, everyone
Yeah,
just completely
I
butchered it and
know.
used it the wrong way.
From
like
everybody else, though, the original was correct.
great usage of
Well,
like a seventh grade word. Actually, it's like I think we all learned that back then. It's like I had like I was like reading like at a college level, third grade. So you know, yeah.
well, I'm on TikTok now, and I'm starting to get it together on there. I need like some youngster just to go on there and do it. Um, too many sites and too many platforms and too much stuff. Like it's ridiculous. I got called a boomer by my
Oh,
kids. Mom, only boomers are still on Facebook. Well, boom away. All right. I don't want a tickety talk or whatever it is. Like I'm not doing it. And guess what? My ass is on there now. So yeah, I'm trying to find like a younger person to sit there and TikTok and don't stop because there's just too
it's not your
much
thing.
between that.
Nice reference.
Well, no, that's it's so time consuming.
Yeah, it is.
You go on there and I'm like, oh my god, it's been 2 hours. This is crazy. Like I just don't have it. So yeah, it's
I've had
definitely the
TikTok
place
since
to be.
2020, and I have not even posted not one video. I started one time, and then I was just like, too much technology. And I'm a
Yeah.
technology lover, and I'm just like, no, what is
Too
this? I
much.
can't.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's way too much. It's way too much. So we'll hire out for that.
Yeah.
Well, the clips,
We'll
the
sign up for
show
that part.
clips are on there. I think I'm on under She is Amazon. I think on TikTok. Some of the show clips, once they hit YouTube, are starting to go up there on TikTok or whatever. And it took me forever to start doing that. I was like, I called him. I go, Johnny, is there somebody else? What did they say? Get somebody else to do it. I was like, is there somebody else who can do this? Because I do not like it. This is not my space. This is not for me.
Yeah,
So
It takes a little nerve, but it's worth it. You know, it's kind of fun. You know, I just started doing little TikToks in like maybe 2022. You know, it's like it's doing little responses and everything. Just why not? It's just fun. You know, I just look at it
I
that
don't
way. I
feel
don't take
so.
it as seriously.
I want to keep
I don't
my
feel so
responses
behind.
to myself.
Right.
I don't have
Not-
time. I don't care about somebody else's opinion because
Mm.
I just laughing at the stupid thing that I just saw, or getting a recipe from Nara or something. You
I got
know,
this song stuck in my head right now.
What's
Opinion
that?
by Nirvana. That should have really been a fleshed out song, actually, right?
the what?
So,
Oh God,
no,
there he goes.
this never made the album, right? This song called it was called Opinion by but it was some radio show with like Kurt Cobain on there, right? And it had a song called Opinion, right? And I got that riff stuck in my head right now. Yeah,
There he goes. He's going down the rabbit hole. People, we've lost John. But
I'm right
okay,
here.
We're
You
gonna.
know, I keep a light on. You know, don't join me. It's warm and
John
cozy.
is-
I have drinks.
He is
John is
gone.
findable.
I forget.
John is findable.
Yeah, so
He's-
not
he's
difficult to
there.
find.
He's down the musical
But
rabbit hole. We've lost John.
And you guys are not difficult to find. I just
No.
followed
Say
Jenny
my name
hates
3 times.
Jenny hates techno.
Yeah.
So
He
we'll
is
make sure that we
hip
share
hop
it around.
organics. That's Johnny. Is hip hop organics. That's his handle there. So if you see that
Nice.
pop up, that's him.
That's it.
But yeah, JT, wrap us up. I have talked and talked some more, and I am ready to.
You're done talking for the day now.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
next time that we see you, we might bring Jenny with us, but you know, she's.
Why not?
Yeah.
I want to be like Jenny. Why, Jenny? Why?
Why do you
Jenny?
hate techno so much? Why? Just why?
Why,
Answer
Jenny?
two.
Why?
Mhm. You know what?
I
Hey,
gotta
that would
send
be
you
that would be a really great social media hook if you can just ask people, why do you guys think she hates it so much, and see how many comments you accrue for that.
That's
And
pretty
then
funny,
maybe one day she can address it.
Yeah,
She may not
I have a
even.
list.
Not a bad
Um,
idea.
It's a freebie, and that
Not a bad
feels like
idea.
a great place to wrap it up.
Oh
I-
my goodness.
A gift that keeps on giving. Want to thank everybody who came through to hang out with us. Danielle, John, it's been a pleasure.
Alrighty, thanks. Great
Jenny
meeting you.
hates techno, you guys. Jenny hates techno with a passion. Jenny hates techno. Make sure you guys follow the handles on all
With a
your
passion.
social media on the social media platforms, and the website is dropping pretty soon. We're being revamped to drop pretty soon as well. All right. On that note, it's time to wrap this one up. Tune in next time. Same Punkdemic podcast, same Punkdemic internet, same Punkdemic vibe, and go buy some stuff from punkdemic.net. One more plug on the way out. All right, we're
Thank
out
you
of here.
guys.
Thank you.
Later.
No problem. Thank you. All right.